What's up, world? The Real Hollywood here, as you already know. Video number 3 coming at you. This video, I really want to touch base on the things that they do not tell you. And what I mean by that is, I mean that the symptoms, the dizziness, the things that you're going to feel, the emotions you're going to feel, the physical things that you're going to go through that people don't really tell you, you know? When you think of pregnancy, when I thought of pregnancy, I thought of, okay, I'm going to get pregnant. I'm going to have this baby bump at some point. Going to go through it. It's going to get bigger. Here comes baby, right? No. I'm beginning to really get to know myself all over again. Everything that I thought I knew about myself is void. I'm learning, new ways to cope with nauseousness, vomiting, dizziness, my sugar being low, my sugar being high. It's just a lot. And you're creating a whole human inside of you. So, of course, things are going to change for you and the baby. I've always went 100 speed, and now I'm at 0, I'm relearning to do many things. I haven't been to the gym in 3 months. I haven't had the energy. I've been too dizzy to do so. I'm not eating like I used to. I've lost 12 pounds since I've been pregnant because I'm not eating how I used to. Also, I'm not being able to, keep anything in. And what I did learn with eating is that, whatever the baby craves, that's what I need to eat. So if for some reason I want pasta today, that's what I need to eat so that I can keep it down. Also, just learning how to cope with emotions. And I say that because a lot of people say that they're aware of themselves and their emotions. But when it really comes down to it, man, creating a child, it brings out a different person in you. And I'm not really an emotional person. I don't cry. I don't really, deal with emotions. I just write or I deal with my own shit and that's it. But this thing is like, it's forcing me to really come face to face with crying and being emotional and being vulnerable and needing help. And I'm not used to that. I'm not used to needing help and needing someone to carry my groceries in or help me carry my laundry downstairs because I can't carry heavy things. And there's so many limitations on pregnancy, and you don't really understand that until you go through it. Like, I didn't know that, I can't get a certain massage because of the pressure points in my feet and my legs and my arms. So I got a prenatal massage yesterday, and I'm used to, the firm and hard rubbing. I like that. I like that deep tissue. But being that I'm pregnant, I can't have my feet rubbed how I want. You can't get certain pedicures because of the pressure points in your feet. It's difficult. So what I'm learning is that I'm pretty fucking spoiled at the end of the day. I'm very spoiled, and being pregnant is not allowing me to be spoiled in the way that I'm used to. I can't go to the gym right now because I'm not strong enough. And I don't mean that mentally or emotionally, like physically. I'm very dizzy. I can be fine. I could be, doing my laundry or doing something, and then boom, I'm nauseous, I'm dizzy. My skin feels like prickly, like it's asleep. So it's a very hard adjustment from going to the gym 7 days a week to going not at all. But what you need to learn, with being pregnant is that there's a lot of things that you're going to have to alter because your body's not the same. And it's not only your body no more, it's your baby's home. And that's something that I'm trying to deal with as well. Like understanding that I'm creating somebody and I need to take a chill pill too for the betterness of her or him. Also, can't take baths like that. Like, well, you could take baths, but they can't be hot. Just like you can't be in a hot tub because, the extra heat, you're not supposed to rise your temperature. So, you can't be into hot things like in the sun. You can't be in the sun for long. You don't want your temperature to rise because, once again, that's harmful to the baby. Working out, if you do work out, you should be able to actually speak to someone, have a conversation without losing breath. Because you have to think, if you're losing breath, then of course the baby's losing oxygen as well. So it's just being mindful to, yourself and being aware of your body and everything that comes with that. But the things that they don't tell you, man, is like literally you can be in full motion, man, but once you become pregnant, everything stops. And I mean that in the strongest way possible. Everything literally stops. Your whole life is altered. The way that I think is altered. The way that I'm setting up my home is altered. Like I moved twice in a month because I was so uncomfortable where I was. I'm thinking about the baby and having them in the house and having them be comfortable and be safe with certain things. I didn't want really stairs in my house. I wanted a whole house. I didn't want an apartment. I didn't want to live upstairs or downstairs. I wanted to have a whole home, a backyard for my child. And now I have that. It took me a month to find it, but I have actually a home that I'm building for this child. Also with work. I deal with kids. I deal with pre-K kids. And, kids are hands-on, but also you have to think about the germs and being sick and, guarding your baby. Kids with behavior issues, you got to guard your stomach. You got to be very mindful as to what you're doing now because anything can harm your child. So actually being mindful to that. Carrying things is a big thing. You don't really know how much you carry until you can't carry anything. And that means from moving, I wasn't able to carry my couches, my TVs, my clothes. It's like everything stops. And I mean that. So when you're looking to, have a child and, build your family, really think about the life that you're living and the changes that you're going to have to make, because at some point you're going to have to say, okay, this child is more important than, going out on a Friday because you don't know what's going to happen in the bar, or going to the gym and lifting 150 pounds, knowing that, that can harm your baby. So you have to really be mindful to yourself and be aware of yourself. Food is a big thing. I'm a big foodie. I love, seafood. I used to love seafood, crab legs, lobster, shrimp. Main thing. That's when I travel, I make sure I find the best seafood everywhere. Haven't eaten seafood since probably July. My appetite is different. This baby doesn't really allow you to really eat the things you're used to eating, and it's crazy. Like I love bagels in the morning. Can't eat those because they make me throw up. I can't even smell seafood because it makes me nauseous. A lot of breads make me nauseous. It's like certain stuff you cannot, it won't allow you to eat. And I'm still, I'm in my second trimester now. I'm 15 weeks now, and we're growing and we're growing. And hopefully, at some point I get back to actually eating the way I am, because, I lost 12 pounds within these 3 months. So I'm actually looking into, eating more and hoping that I can eat more. Also, going to the doctor, they're going to do a lot of, when you go to the OBGYN, it's urine test. Every time you go in, they take your urine and make sure, you don't have any yeast infections, UTIs. They check your sugar. They make sure everything is fine. And everything that I've been dealing with, I've been sick for, since I found out I've been pregnant, I've been sick. Whether it's throwing up, dizziness, feeling lightheaded, it's been tough. This baby is super strong and it's taking everything out of me. And being that, I'm so independent and so strong and so, I can do this myself. It's very tough when you can't do any of that. You can't do things by yourself. You have to ask for help. You have to sit down and take a break. You can't go in the shower and think you're going to wash your hair and stand up for 20 minutes. You're going to get lightheaded. So it is a lot to bring a child into this world. And that's why I say that I salute single moms, because it's hard to do things on yourself, by yourself and not with any help. And I have help. And it's very, very difficult when I don't, when I am alone and I have to do things myself. It's very complicated. So I salute everybody that did this themselves. I salute my mom for, raising me, my brother, his kids by herself, because this is tough. And nothing in your world is going to be the same once you become pregnant and once you have a child. And every time I think of something, I'm just thinking, okay, what am I going to do when he or she comes? Would this benefit this? Would this benefit them? Would this, push me further into where I need to be? And you just start thinking about family and not just what you want. Now it's not what you want anymore. and it's growth. I don't say a lot of things to scare you or say like, you're going to be sick for 3 months. You're going to be dizzy. You're not going to be able to eat. You're not going to be able to do anything you used to do. Of course, coming into this, my first child, I didn't expect anything. And I'm getting everything, and it's scary. It's emotional. You're going to cry. I cried yesterday. I cried last night because I didn't feel like myself. It's hard to be somebody else when you're used to being one person. And it's like now I'm a totally different person. And every day I grow a little bit more because I'm getting close to my child coming into the world. So I say that to say this. Pregnancy is beautiful. It's been a struggle. It is hard. It is complicated. You're going to have your moments where you want to break down. You want to give up. I have. But when you see that sonogram and you see that baby moving inside of your stomach and you hear that heartbeat, and that's a little you. That's a human inside of you. You're creating a whole nother being. And I can't explain to you how that makes me feel. All of this is worth it because I know at the end, when I hold my child, it's gonna be just a feeling I can't express. But I just wanted to, come on here and really tell you guys the things they don't tell you, all the blood work and all the appointments you're going to be going to every 4 weeks, every appointment, urine test. And after that, it's just honestly, you get to become familiar with yourself and your doctors, and you start to learn a little bit more about yourself every day, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you sleep. You can't sleep flat. You have to sleep on your sides or on your stomach if you can. If your stomach's not big enough, you can't sleep on your back because you have a major artery, going through your stomach. So, and that can, cut off the oxygen or blood flow to your baby and yourself. So that's complicated too. So please do your research. I'm trying to keep everything informative for you guys. When I find stuff out, I try to enlighten you guys as well because this is a learning process for me too. But I do want to continue to have my videos every 2 weeks with new information. And the gender reveal is coming too. So that'll be a big part of probably the next video. So I really appreciate you guys subscribing, sharing my videos, sharing my journey, following my journey, and just really hopeful that you guys get informed, educated, and empowered to always choose to be yourself, always choose to love yourself, and always do what makes you happy. I love y'all the way y'all love me.